And this is called I'm in Benicia. I came to and through Benicia as early as 1946 by way of the train bridge linking us to Martinez, en route to the post-World War II reconstructive surgical wards in Utah. I returned to Benicia all during the 1950s by way of the car ferry from Martinez, Dad driving the family Buick from Walnut Creek with Mom, my 3 younger brothers, Jim, Tom, and Mike, and the family dog Duffy, en route to my grandparents' farm in Orland, California, through Benicia, up to Highway 99, and up to Orland. Hot, sweaty Orland. When there wasn't yet a Benicia Bridge, not one, not two, but none. I came to live here with Janice and Michelle in 1983. I commuted to work from here to San Francisco from 84 to 94. I've been an activist on our waterfront and in City Hall, a columnist in our paper, and a gardener and a tree planter in the Benicia Hills. I nap nearly daily on our waterfront. I'm in Benicia, and Benicia is in me. No less than the ducks and the seagulls are my peers and my mentors. I am in the alleys and the old wood, the bougainvilleas and the breeze. I am the clank. I repeat, I am the clank of lanyards on masts in the marina.
Across the Martinez Strait, trains roll by. In the shipping channel, large vessels plow the water, tugboats tailing, connecting us to Korea, Taiwan, parts unknown. Nearer, kayaks, windsurfers, sailboats, and kites use the wind to glide through water and air. Wetland grasses stir. When moisture saturates the air, blurring everything in my line of sight, foghorns rumble a somber message. The bridge disappears. These times I like to stay inside, turn on the fire, hunker down, watch Downton Abbey, Doc Martin, or read The Mapmaker's Wife or Being Mortal. Alleyways, Benicia has them, like another town in Idaho, Nampa, where I grew up. Small houses with alleys behind where people parked cars, garbage, whatever else they didn't know what to do with. Alleys went out when suburbs came in, because now the garage is attached, so you can come home, open your automatic garage door, and slip inside, never to be seen by your neighbor. Porches went the same way as alleys, but the small old houses in Benicia often have porches. A man showed me his home one day. I was back at grandmother's with the overstuffed chairs and tiny one-bath kitchen. Alleys were gone from my life for 35 years. Not that I missed them, but when I saw them again, it was like encountering someone from high school who had added 35 years to their countenance, and I have no idea what they did with their lives. There's a reality to alleys that suburbs don't have. My favorite walk is along the water's edge. Caution, goose crossing. I see they've been here. Old pilings, a little house over the water, unused now except to perk our minds with how it was used and when and who built it and what was the world then. History poking from the wet like children calling attention to themselves. Cliffs has been closed for years, the old hamburger joint at 9th Street Pier. What will somebody do with it eventually? Papa's was renovated after the people from the television show came to town and said what to do. They did it. It still died. And now I'm told a steak and sushi place is coming in where Papa's was and then wasn't. Seasons, people, places move and change. I walk to Safeway nearly every day, buy fresh fruits and veggies. What else do I need? Certainly coffee, chocolate, cheese, good bread, and wine, all of which I can get easily on First Street. I know the school patterns, see the cars line up, creep around the block before St. Dominic's lets out. At the high school, teenagers move like they had the world by the tail. Plenty of trouble in the world too, and it invades Benicia. Valero wants to refine crude oil brought by rail from North North Dakota and Canada. Once you've made a pact with the devil, things may look good for a time, but eventually not so much. What pact was that? 100 years ago, we brought oil into our world like a conquering army, built houses and lifestyles around the automobile. Suburbs. Our children always in cars learning that's what you do. And now oil pollutes the earth. Oil products pollute the earth. And the ice is melting at both north and south poles. Benicia isn't apart from this. Benicia is a part of this. I took Benicia as my town, the Thursday's farmer market, the crowd at the Chill and Rookies. People walking downtown often are on leash, stopping whenever the dog wants to. Trivia on Tuesday at the Relic reminds me of how much I've forgotten or never knew. The closet of memory overflows, and who knows what can be found there. I hope I remember the important things. The sun rising across the marina, dipping into the water in pink and orange. Sometimes the moon does that too. The fading pink light saying goodbye to the ships in harbor. Geese and birds quieting. Evening skies against winter trees, lightening our hearts and minds too. There's something else here that wasn't when I came 15 years ago. Familiar faces, friendly feelings, people I care about. I think I'll stay a while.
Benicia, the city, is much like Benicia, the town. They share the same location on the map, the same streets and gutters, schools and parks, the same population, the same past glories. For city folks, there are Papas and Sailor Jacks, and dining out on the street at the Union Hotel, all with fine wines, cocktails, and upscale menus. The townsfolk have Sandoval's, the First Street Cafe, and the Benicia Grill on East 2nd Street. The city folk have coffee at Relics and Starbucks, ice cream at the Double Rainbow and Baskin Robbins. The townsfolk have coffee at Rags and Java Point Cafe and thrifty ice cream at the drugstore. Mostly, we work away from town during the day, returning at night and on weekends to homes, families, and friends. There's not much occurring in winter, spring, and fall, except for school, after-hour sports, library visits, trips to the store, and city council meetings. But in the summer, we all get together for Thursday evening farmers markets, Friday night movies in the park, or strolling downtown enjoying the shops and the breeze from the bay. And every July, we line First Street to see family and friends marching by, or riding on floats in celebration of where we have been and how far we have come, affirming who and what we all will be tomorrow. Parade time, Benicia. 40 minutes to parade time, early evening, the crowds coalescing along First Street route, sitting in the sun or shade as is their wont, talking, waiting for family and friends to find them, keeping pre-placed empty chairs anchored, available. Others still coming, streaming by, seeking out their own others waiting. Other spots not taken, neighbors, friends, acquaintances, other citizens just like themselves, celebrating another day of independence such as it is, and as they hope it will be tomorrow. I certainly feel surrounded by friends, safe within the crowd collecting, every size and shape from the very small, babes in arms, to the very big, some would say rotund, to the fit and shapely passing by, collecting the eye of at least one old man who might not rise to the occasion, yet still remembers. Cops on motorbikes patrol the streets, passing the people right and left to the curb, keeping an open thoroughfare for entrant stragglers to preview by while rushing to their place at the start, where in only 20 minutes more someone will crack a whip, or jumping to stand upright on the bed of a truck will shout, "Let the parade begin." And so it may, or not, until the first float builds up a head of steam or revs up a classic engine, or a majorette pumps her baton, and axles squeak, and tires squish, and feet stomp as the annual patriotic beast makes way. Oh look, here they come. Benicia Police Blotter Haikus. Man, 19, cited for having marijuana, released by police. Two males arguing loudly on a city street. Police come, men gone. Tire valve stem removed, air released, tire flat, cops called, suspects unobserved. A man reports abuse, daughter striking wife, mother, no fault. Fall downstairs? Dump truck parked days on neighborhood street, not nice. Police called, truck moved. Too drunk to come in from out of the rain. Police contacted, took home. A reckless driver reported on Southampton. No one found. Case closed.
Lee Wilder has a wonderful, magnificent painting that's entitled Reed Study. And it's these reeds out in the water with a beautiful clear day and the sky reflecting in the water. And it's called Reed Study, so I studied it. And I really thought about Benicia when I was studying it. And this poem came out of it. Gray marshland tinker toys, subject to the sway of breezes, akimbo, yet oddly touched with grace, clumped into unseen community by roots entwined below the waterline. Mocked for their yielding to every mournful wafting of the wind, reeds pay no heed to the disquietude of drought, their roots entwined below the waterline. Unlike the rigid grasses of the plains, reeds have no need to stand their ground against the wildfires of threat. With roots entwined below the waterline, even those with downcast eyes can see bright heaven's depths reflected to eternity. Hammered out in the silent, unrelenting, no exceptions, full tilt kinship of roots entwined below the waterline. The tensile strength of reeds resoundingly rocks. And now I'd like to present a work in progress for a work in progress. Earlier, Carolyn alluded to the video that Constance is making about kind of a year in the life of Benicia. And at one point, Constance came to me and said, could you come up with kind of a theme song for this? So the first thing I did very wisely was to find a wonderful tune that is in the public domain. And that tune is Morning Has Broken. So we're building on that. And then I've written a couple of verses, and I'd like to sing them for you. I hope I do. I hope I am able to do that. And you can hum along if you'd like. And then after I've done that, I will issue an invitation to do a couple of things before we take our break. So, the other thing I have to do, because we're going to have this tune going along in the same key, we hope, all the time. And oh no, I left my pitch pipe in the car. Oh dear. Oh, nope, it's here. I knew those loaded pockets were good for something. Okay. Close by the water, up to the hillsides, sunshine and fog grace abundant green trees, flowering plant life, shimmering birds flight, mark our days here in Benicia, our home, with many traditions from many perspectives, like reeds in the marshland, our roots intertwine, growing together, community prospers, build for tomorrow, Benicia our home. Close by the water, up to the hillsides, sunshine and fall grace, abundant green trees, flowering plant life, shimmering birds flight, mark our days here in Benicia our home, with many traditions from many perspectives, like reeds in the marshland, our roots intertwine, growing together, community prospers, build for tomorrow,